Support this podcast via our Patreon and get more writerly goodness. Visit patreon.com/nanocast to join up.
Welcome to NaNoWriMo Every Month. My name is J. Daniel Sawyer. I'm the author of some 20 books, 34 short stories, and numerous articles and other things, and I am your guide on this journey to use NaNoWriMo to level up to professional output levels. Welcome to The Questions, Episode 91. Today, JR asks, what do you do when you find a plot error in a book after it's released? One which affects the sequel to the novel. Do you make corrections and re-release the first book, or do drastic changes to the second? Well, I suppose that depends on whether A, you've released the second book yet, and B, how many people have read the first book already, and C, how big a deal the changes in the first book are. There's no right answer to this. If it's a minor thing and nobody's read the first book and you're publishing it yourself, it's much easier to go back and change the first book. If you're publishing traditionally, whatever winds up in print is what you're stuck with, and you're just going to have to roll with it. If it's something that changes what you were planning for the second book, but you haven't actually written the second book yet, it's probably better just to roll with it. It may open up new vistas that you hadn't expected yet. It's always a delicate thing going back and changing something after it's done, particularly when you've built other stuff on top of it, because the knock-on effects can be quite profound. That said, there's times when you can get away with it with minimal effort, and there's no reason not to do that because it'll free up your time for telling new stories. I really don't know how to answer after that. I know that for myself personally, if a lot of people had read it, and by a lot I mean more than 10 or 20, I wouldn't go back and touch it, because those people will be going on to book 2, expecting that what they read in book 1 will be setting the groundwork for book 2, and it's not fair to them to go back and change things under their nose that they've got no idea about. But, different strokes, different philosophies. Just, those are some of the things to think about when you're trying to figure out what to do. Now, if you've found all of this out after you've already written the second book, and then you discover a wrinkle in the first book that wouldn't take much to fix, but it would save you from throwing out and rewriting the second book, then I'd probably go back and fix the first if it was a viable option. In order to prevent this stuff from happening, though, one of the things that isn't a bad idea to do is to go back when you're doing a sequel and reread the most recent book in the series. Or if you've made an audiobook of it, the easy way is just to re-listen to the audiobook. I hope that helps, and I'll see you tomorrow. NaNoWriMo Every Month is written and presented by J. Daniel Sawyer and produced by Artistic Whispers Productions. Visit our website at nanowrimoeverymonth.com and leave a tip in the tip jar or join the Patreon to support this podcast. NaNoWriMo Every Month is copyright 2016 by J. Daniel Sawyer and Artistic Whispers Productions and is released under a Creative Commons Non-Commercial Attribution No Derivatives license.